Hey LS,
LS.
what's going on,
We are
Kiki?
girl drinking water and minding my business. Hello.
I know that's right. Look,
Mm.
drinking water and minding our business.
Listen,
I look. Welcome to episode 3 of Hot Cocoa Critics.
mhm.
I wish I could say I was minding my business. I'm not. I'm drinking pomegranate Ciroc and not minding my business. Maybe I am still minding my business. Let me
That's
think
good
about it.
antioxidants. That's good though. Antioxidants. Pomegranates are really high in antioxidants.
That's
So
exactly why I drink it, actually. Thank you. Because it's
mhm.
flu season, it's cold season, numbers may or may not be on the rise, and I need to have my immune boost.
There we go. I'm going to get some vitamin C shortly after this. I found some grapefruit infused tequila. It's some other flavors too, but the grapefruit really got me because grapefruit has so many wonderful health benefits.
It sure does. Helps with all sorts of things,
And
water
so does
retention.
tequila. So does tequila. So there we go.
Tequila. There are people that say that tequila actually doesn't give them a hangover.
Uh,
Oh,
yeah,
super sad.
tequila. It's something about the way it's made or the ingredients. It's actually the alcohol that gives me the least effect, like after the fact. So
What happens during the fact?
I don't know. I'll be too drunk. I can't tell you.
Shot, 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 shot. Everybody.
I look. No laws have been broken. So
Look, I have never had to bail you out of NT wear, and I've had with and without you.
there
So
we go. So yeah, apparently I'm doing something right. I
yeah,
promise.
no,
I promise pass out and go to sleep, girl. Look.
girl, yes, get sleepy.
And sleep well.
Sleep very well. You're well rested.
Yeah.
I know with the agave, the
Yeah.
agave,
That's the agave. I think is what it is. So
yeah, which is
yeah.
also good for you. It's good for your blood sugar levels.
And some of them have honey in it. Are they like honey infused tequilas and stuff like that? Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, good for your health. Yeah.
yeah.
Drink responsibly.
I feel
Like
like we're health focused. I feel like we're ahead of our New Year's resolutions. Look at
we don't
us.
encourage underage drinking or drinking and driving. We want you to have
No,
antioxidants.
no, no, no.
You know.
Drink responsibly.
Mhm.
Yeah, drink
Just now.
responsibly. Which is in your house.
Listen,
Don't take the show on the road. Just don't take the show on the road.
it's so much better because when you get sleepy, you just go to your room and go to sleep or pass
Go
out
to
on your
bed.
house. Listen, that is the best thing. Okay, having drinks out on the town is fun, but when I'm ready to go to sleep, I'm ready to go to sleep. I'd
And
rather
it's
just snatch my wig off and get in bed.
and there's a 20-minute window. It is a solid 20-minute window for all. We're literally the pumpkin in Cinderella. You got 20 minutes before the wig comes off, the lashes come off, the shoes are
Makeup
first.
remover wipes. You know
And
what
it's
I
a
do? This is my
one wipe.
shortcut for hydration. Like if I'm really, really sleepy, I'll do the
Yeah.
makeup remover wipes. And then I have a spray bottle with water,
Mhm.
vegetable glycerin, and rose water. And I just like douse my face real hard and go to bed.
Ooh.
That's when I'm like really being lazy and I don't have time to properly hydrate my skin.
You are like the most amazing lazy person I've ever met. When I do it, like I do step one, I get the wipe and I do this, but good luck. I can still wake up with the lipstick on, and there's always mascara residue. There's always yesterday's makeup still on my face. And it's
Yeah.
not because I didn't try, it's because Kerry Washington is a whole lie with that Neutrogena face wipe. I have a much bigger face than her. I need more than one wipe.
She wiped one time and everything was gone. She, not to call our
Like,
girl, but like because yeah, no.
I usually hit it with a little water to give it a little extra like
Yeah,
lather.
Carrie, we gonna have to.
Love
Mm,
you, boo, but that's just not my reality.
yeah, maybe I'm caking mine on too much because I need several wipes. And to be honest, because my full routine is like facial wash and exfoliate, and then you got
Yeah, yeah,
sleep, you got under eye cream, and then you got the
yeah.
moisture hydration, then you do the after spray.
Well, of course. No, we're talking
So
about our drunken routine where it's
yeah,
like you
drunk
lucky that
wipe and spray and go to bed. Wig
we are
on.
lucky our lashes are not on our husband's forehead.
Oh, and I got a little container of cocoa butter Vaseline.
Oh, yes.
That is the best lip and under eye, girl.
I'm laughing because I said, oh, yes, like I knew. But then this voice inside of my head said, You a whole lie because I was at the doctor the other day and my allergist is African and she goes, "Do you lotion?" And I was like, "My face." She goes, "What about the other parts of your body?" I said, "The parts you can see." And she goes, she basically wrote me a prescription to quit being ashy.
And that's on the ancestors. We don't do that.
She basically was like, quit being ashy. Like, please, you could solve your eczema if you would just put on lotion. Either, and I looked at her, I'm like, but it ends up all over my clothes after the shower, and I don't see the point. And so we had the promise that I would do it at nighttime, and I do, but it's like I have a rose lotion which like makes me sleepy and blah 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 blah. So that's the way that I'll do it.
Anything rose flavored is just.
I have like the essential oil in my diffuser. I mean, like it's just the best. So I'm not entirely ashy. I'm just like part-time ashy.
Sure, yeah.
Not ashy today. So
listen.
Speaking of not ashy, New Orleans.
Ooh.
So before we get into this movie, I will tell you, this movie made me like really think about when Richard and I first got married. We were going to have this whole tradition where we were just going to go out of town right before Christmas, right before the crazy of the holidays. We were just going to get some alone time. And so one year we go to New Orleans, like 2 days before Christmas, and had great food. He had never really been. I kind of spent time there as a child because my grandfather lived there. And we had a great, great time and made all the plans to come back. But we had a haunted hotel room. We had, right? The haunt. I told you, girl, like, you remember that journey. I was like, not the same.
Didn't the priest have to pray something off of you on a plane?
Girl, yes, 6 months later.
Yeah.
After a haunted history tour, which I still highly recommend it. However,
just don't eat none of the or drink none of the stuff.
I didn't drink. Well, yeah, we did go to like an absinthe bar, but yeah, no, it was just what happened was we talked too long to the host of the tour guide. We talked too long to him. He was a real live vampire, and you can't convince either one of us that he was not.
I wonder if he was the Michael.
Huh?
I wonder if he was a Michelson. That's a Vampire Diaries joke. Sorry. The originals was like in New Orleans. So the Michelson family was okay. Anyway.
Nope. Don't know it. No. And then what I will say is that in my attempt to not wear the pants, I let Richard take the lead at the check-in desk at the Crown Plaza, and they put us on the 13th floor, and I didn't buck.
Is the Crown Plaza on the corner of Bourbon and I'll be staying there this Christmas. Bourbon and Canal.
That sucker is haunted.
Oh shit.
Well, but we stayed on the 13th floor though.
Okay. And then we going with Regina.
Don't do that.
We going with Regina, and listen, Regina don't go nowhere without the full armor of Christ. So
look, Richard had it, and look, Richard had it. He knew exactly where to turn to the Bible in the nightstand, and it worked out. But I'm just saying, so when I saw this movie, I felt like, maybe we should get over it and try it again. New Orleans Noel, which is shot in New Orleans, and all those shots of New Orleans and the French Quarter in particular at Christmas time. It just really made me think about the excitement of that trip because it started off really great. It just got really scary. But, I will say that this did take place on the OWN network. I think this was an OWN network production, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we swerved a little bit. We swerved BET Plus for a hot second because the cast is a knockout. You got Keisha Knight Pulliam, you got Brad James, you got they're the co-stars. Miss Patty,
and the daddy from Sister.
So hard. Yeah, Tim Reed. The dad from Sister, Tim Reed. Mm-hmm. You tell I've done my research.
Like, who knows his name? That's Ted Tamara daddy.
The Alpha.
He is, girl. He's frat.
Frat.
Come on, frat.
So we know Keisha Knight Pulliam from she's a child star of the Cosby Show. Like that's what we know.
She'll forever be Rudy. She's been in so many other things, but it's hard for me to un-Rudy her. Even
I
when she was,
tried.
and I'm like, Rudy with the Spellman, and then she played Rudy Delta. Girl, look, I need to put some respect on her name, but like Rudy is so near and dear to my heart, so it's hard for me just watching her grow up with all that pretty hair. She still has pretty hair. She's still a pretty girl. I'm happy. I'm a fan.
Well, and you know what's funny is though, like Rudy was the first little girl that we ever saw on TV that really looked like us and felt like us.
Bushy hair. Look, she never had her hair all slicked down real hard, baby. That hair was big, and that's probably why it still was always so healthy. She wasn't trying to perm it up real hard. And
no, all of the Cosby Show kids had like natural hairstyles before we knew what they were.
Girl, Vanessa had that afro that was like that. It was cutting.
Yeah, and before that, she had like the micro braids and
yes, and then Monet had the goddess locks before we knew what goddess or locks were. So look,
now we all trying to look like a little black female pirate.
Girl, look like little black mermaids, girl. Everybody,
little black mermaids. Yes. I had a black mermaid summer. You know all about it,
girl. Hey, I'm here for it.
Yeah. So I did try. To your point, I love you said that. So I did try to un-Rudy her. So, you know, she is in House of Pain, a Tyler Perry production. Yes. She played Miranda Payne for a very long time for the full run of the show. She's also been in The Christmas Aunt. That was 2020. Radio Christmas. And she played Tori on Jingle Bell, your favorite movie.
Right. But look, I'm still on. She played a prostitute in Madea Goes to Jail.
She was also in Beauty Shop. But look... We're gonna focus on her Christmas resume.
Because I'm like, Rudy, you ain't a girl, you came from a good family. Your daddy is a doctor. What you doing? Girl.
Anybody can end up on the pole. Look, that's what we do though.
But and doing with the Wretcheds and the big having fun in Baltimore, you would have thought it would have been her, girl, not Rudy, but okay.
Well, exactly. And she did a really good job of playing some fast characters. I like that she's being cast in some of these other roles. As a child, she's doing something that's hard for child stars to do. Hold on to her career.
Yeah.
And find a place.
Yes, I'm happy to still see her because she brings back so many memories. And seeing her in this movie, and also fun fact, Brad James is her actual factual husband. So seeing them play
okay.
And I think she was pregnant when that movie was filming because shortly after the movie came out, they did the pregnancy announcement. But I remember watching her in that movie and thinking her face looked really full. And there's a certain fullness that your face gets when you're pregnant. There's a difference between I ate too much, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes full and with child full. So
but you're explaining all the coats because she had on a lot of coats. And I was like, why did they dress her and they put her in these coats?
Yes, a lot of wrap dresses and a lot of rouging on the side. So they very, very carefully hid the baby bump, it seems. And super cute movie. I thought it was just such a cute.
And so her name is Grace Hill in the movie, and he plays Anthony Brown. Now, he's also had a run at the Christmas movies. He's been in Chestnut Christmas. He played Malcolm Butler. That was a 2021. For the Love of Christmas, Merry Christmas, Baby, Marry Me for Christmas, which is like a whole series. And then Tyler Perry's For Better For Worse. He plays a comedic character named Todd. And When It Comes Around, which is a really good movie, not Christmas related, but a really, really good classic as well. That's a BET original. And actually plays a grandson of Patti LaBelle, who is Loretta Brown in this movie. And I'm not gonna say where she's from. Come on, it's Patti. Patti LaBelle, the Patti. But she was the only other Christmas movie I could find that she was in, and so don't hold me to this. It's A Family Christmas Gift.
Okay.
And then Tim Reed, Tia and Tamara's daddy in Sister. His character is Marcel, and he's been in a lot of Christmas movies like Welcome Home Christmas, Baking Christmas, Check In to Christmas, and he was also in Radio Christmas and Rooftop of Christmas Tree. Girl, and there were so many others. I just didn't list them all.
He has such a distinguished, long-standing career.
He does.
These Christmas movies are bringing all the Black icons back. The best time of year for you to just inundate us with all the Black icons and all the warm fuzzies and the faces that we know. Like, oh, I know him. It's so great. And he plays Patti LaBelle's love interest. He's buying all those pralines because this movie taught us how to pronounce it appropriately. Apparently, in Texas we say pralines. We just wrong in country because it's pralines.
or it's indicative of like where you're from. Like if it's like pecan versus pecan. If like, oh, okay, you're saying it like that, you must be from,
Yeah.
you know, I've just never heard praline. And that almost distracted me from the whole plot of the movie because I was so
They kept
triggered
saying
that
it. They kept saying it. And at the beginning,
because
he was like, let me tell you something. You have to pronounce it. It's pronounced well, or her friend maybe. It's pronounced praline. Don't
wait. For the people who haven't seen it, it just sounds like wait. Let's back it up.
It was like, I was like, what?
The reason we're talking about pralines, everybody, is because my little headband is falling off. So Grace, who's played by Keisha Knight Pulliam, is hired to redesign the historical home of praline mogul Loretta James, Loretta Brown. I don't know where Loretta James came from.
It sounds good though.
I think she's a singer.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That's Patti LaBelle's character that Kiki's talking about. And a couple of other like mentions I do want to say is that, Grace Hill or Grace, Keisha Knight Pulliam's character, has a best friend who's Jewish. Mm-hmm. And she's just like her number one fan, her biggest supporter. I think they're colleagues. Mm-hmm. She's definitely a devoted colleague, but she's also kind of like the voice of reason because Keisha's like very focused on her job. Like, I'm here to redecorate this house for this big publicity thing for the praline company. This woman is like basically like a Black Martha Stewart. Like, it's huge. I mean, honestly, it's a spinoff, I think, of like who Patty really is. I mean, her sweet potato pies blew up, right?
Toppers and sides. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
James Wright Chanel.
Literally, like so this is not a far off character for Patti LaBelle to play. And quickly, we all know she can cook, and she keeps Tabasco in her purse, I think, right? That's the one who like put us onto that. Mm-hmm. And early on, you're aware that Keisha Knight like has a crush on Brad James's character, Anthony Brown, because they like bump into each other.
Yeah, they have history.
Or she sees him and hides, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So she sees him and hides. And so you realize then that she has a crush, and it turns out they went to college together. And yeah, basically it turns out that they're both working on this project of this historical home in the French Quarter. And he's been assigned the project because that's his grandmother. And, it really becomes a pretty predictable scenario of like them constantly being thrown in each other's orbit inside and outside of the project. And then the twist is that, oh my gosh, he actually liked her too, and just never got a chance to like say it or express it or something.
Right before they got hot and heavy or got the chance, there was an accident. Her parents had an accident.
That's right.
Her never settling in one place, her always hopping from pillar to post. And that was started by some tragic accident involving her parents towards the end of college. So
that's right.
Ever since. So yeah, he's able to kind of pick up where they left off because he was never able to really pursue that because she had to leave.
And there's some cute niece too. Like, he has a cute niece who kind of like, to your point, like having a loss like that makes you so closed off. And the niece kind of loosens her up. Patty loosens her up, but the niece kind of represents art and love, and like she just really embraces Grace, Keisha's character, and it constantly like pushes her to take like a step back and smell the roses. Like, look at the art and everything that she does, as opposed to just like the end result. And they do have like a friendly competition, but it doesn't take over the story. As you can guess, they do fall in love at the end. But what I do like about it is, number one, there's all sorts of comedic relief, like not just the best friend who's like this overzealous, like, hey, I'm your number one fan and I want you to get the guy, sort of thing. But the plot twist of the blossoming love between Patti LaBelle and Tim Reed.
You had multiple
sexy one-liners and banter.
He was buying problems every day. And I was like, this man is going to have diabetes and go into a diabetic shock eating all this sugar. But it turns out he was buying gifts for everybody around him, looking for an excuse to come back to her restaurant. And her praline recipe was this big thing, like the Anthony Brown.
Yeah. That was like comic relief too, don't you think? Like his constant
trying to find that recipe. He found the safe where the recipe was supposed to be, and then when he opens the safe, it's like confetti. And it's like, ha ha, made you look. Like she knew he was looking for that recipe. So that was really cute.
That was like a running joke, don't you think?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And so, first of all, the name Anthony Brown, I feel like he was fine. Like that's a fine man character name.
It is.
Remember Anthony Brown from high school? Anthony Brown was probably fine. He probably played a sport. He was fine. He was tall.
Oh yeah.
So
that's a heartthrob, like a high school heartthrob name to your
very much a high school heartthrob name. So I was like, okay, good name choice. He's really cute.
I thought it was a really cute movie. And then we cannot ignore like the sweeping shots of New Orleans. Like they took you to the Jackson Square. They took you to Cafe Du Monde. They showed the architecture.
It makes
so there were scenes where like they kind of planted that for us, don't you think?
It makes you want to eat and fall in love, like in that order. You want to eat and fall in love. I know we got to get to the next movie, so I'll leave it there. It was a good movie, solid. Keisha looked beautiful. All the cast was cute. Everybody was just, again, no unnecessary thuggerization. Wasn't no drive-by in Jackson Square. Everybody was, it was just warm.
No hauntings, like what I had.
Right, nobody got haunted. It was just Black love around a holiday and a family recipe and tradition and just oneness and togetherness. And it was just very feel good, warm, fuzzy. You didn't have to hide any kids. And knowing that they're real life husband and wife made it even cuter because it was such a cute movie.
That is such a great like little nugget. I had no idea. And when I realized at the end, and I feel really clever for even recognizing this, so allow me to express it. You get 3 love stories for the price of one. You get Grace and Anthony's story. You get Loretta and Marcel's story. And then you get the third story, the third love story that comes up is Grace, Keisha's character, falls in love with New Orleans.
Yes.
Because she ends up like deciding to stay.
You know, I thought you were going to talk about how, I guess we'll do 3.5.
Okay.
The brother's wife came back home from the military. Like
Charlene.
Yes. So she came back.
She had my name. I was so like, what in the world? It's spelled different, but she had my name.
Yeah, so that was like, it was so many like warm fuzzies, everything that Christmas is supposed to be. So I love it. Anyway, okay.
I'll rewatch it, I think. Yeah.
All right. So then we had the much anticipated Christmas Fumble starring Eva Pickford.
Marcel now, I think.
Oh, okay. Eva Pickford, Marcel.
America's Next Top Model is Pickford.
Oh,
Real Housewives of Atlanta is Marcel.
I can see that. It's a sleeker name. I can see that. No shade to Pickford, but I can see that.
No shade. Nope.
And then DeVale Ellis, otherwise known as Zach from Sisters and Zatima.
The fan-fueled spinoff.
These folks are obsessed with Zatima. They be so mad on Facebook. I just feel like they need. I'm like, y'all don't even know these people. Like, what? They mad at Karen. Anyway, I was like, okay, how's this gonna work? Because I know so much about them outside of that movie. Mm-hmm. And when I see Eva, I now cannot unsee Madam.
Oh, from Tyler Perry's All the Queen's Men.
Yes, her Madam character is so strong, and it's also spilled over into Sisters. So she's made cameos in Sisters because she's Fatima's cousin.
Okay. Oh.
Super cute movie. Eva is so beautiful. Her bone structure. She's such a model. Like you could freeze any scene in that movie and just frame it because she's like constantly having the perfect pose, the perfect bone structure. She got this. Her locks are in this power bun at all times.
Always a power bun, a chignon, a victory roll.
She ain't got time for no hair in her face, child. No. She is a mogul.
Like me, I have all the time.
Look, okay. She is moving and shaking in the PR world, and Zach, what's his character name in the movie? What's her name?
Jordan. So her name is Nicole. His name is Jordan.
Both attractive people names.
Yeah. For real. Yeah.
Name Jordan look good. Women named Nicole are usually attractive. So there we go again.
I don't know any ugly Nicoles or ugly Jordans. Yep, that tracks.
Yeah. So he is a sports reporter. He's an athlete. He has like a sports show. and there's some scandal that breaks, so he needs PR. And she works
It's
at
like
this
a Brian Gumble, right? Like a Brian Gumble, Michael Strahan
yeah,
adjacent
yeah.
type. Yeah.
And he has a fiance. She has a fiance who we have both agreed he was. They don't even make it hard for us to root for these pre-existing fiancés. They be so whack.
Actually, he was not her fiance. He was just like her living boyfriend.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He was a living boy.
We only had to kill 2 relationships to get to the 1 engagement, 2 serious
That's
relationships.
true. Yes, he was that. It makes it easy even whack. He was so whack.
He was so whack.
But like they made him whack on purpose, so you wouldn't have any doubts in your mind that you wanted her to get back with Jordan. Okay. DeVale on Sisters, Zach is very childish and it makes him less attractive to me. But seeing him as Jordan with these suits on, like this calm demeanor, I was like,
yeah.
That's a grown man. Like Zach is still, he riding his bike, he ain't got no job, and he did chain breakers and he got some money. And you like, come on, Zach. But like Jordan.
But her assistant salivating over him didn't hurt. Because she, in case you missed it, she would make sure you knew this man was fine.
So the assistant to Nicole, what was her name? Oh, she's a pretty girl too.
She's a very pretty girl.
Natural hair. She was like, he's fine. Tell me I need the tea. Was he like your nude sculpting class, nude figure? Because they took an art class together. So she's trying to tell her assistant, we took an art class together in college. That's how we met. We were in love and blah, blah, blah. She was like, was he your nude model? Like, tell me the tea. Girl, the assistant was waiting.
Like, no nasty.
Yeah.
That was
she even acts like madam. Like her personality is very consistent. When she makes the characters her own, but there's a brand of her personality that seems very consistent. She's always snatched and poised and like
very witty, very like on her toes. And it's funny because like she plays this corporate law attorney and she's like known as the queen of crisis management. So like when it opens up and it's shot in Chicago, that's important. Like the backdrop is Chicago.
Beautiful shot of the city. I was
beautiful sweeping views.
Beautiful.
And she's just cleaning up a mess. Like it's just scandals. Like she's almost like an Olivia Pope adjacent type character. If I could put her.
Can I admit when she cleaned up the mess for that old white CEO, it was kind of like basic. Like really.
Yeah.
He's coming into her office. All these protesters like, boo, we hate this guy. He's awful. They got their signs up with their Christmas paraphernalia. They got on like angry elf hats and Santa outfits. And they mad, boo, we hate this guy. Yeah. And her solution to his scandal is like getting all these kids to run outside to this toy truck while he gives away toys to kids and announces a $5 billion.
It was weak sauce. It was weak sauce for sure.
And then she made the crowd the helpers. And look, all these people are here to help pass out toys. And they were like, oh, man, here you go, Timmy. That wouldn't happen in real life. I mean, it was kind of
like all of a sudden everybody's on their best behavior because random kids have shown up. Not even.
Yeah, like, dude, these kids ain't even poor. Their daddies is rich. Their daddy's working at building. These kids, they were all well-groomed. Nobody was ashy.
They were. This was at the end of career day. Stop it. Yeah. That's when all the kids were already on site.
It was very cute and it was very intentional to let us know that she's the queen of crisis.
Correct.
And so her boss was the boss with the Frederick Douglass haircut and the pink lips.
But when they said he was going to be Idris Elba, I was like, okay, like an Idris Elba knockoff. I was waiting for like this tall, dark, smoldering British accent. But instead, you got like this very pensive, like high energy, high nervous energy, and look, the plot is not, it's what you think it is. She wants to be a partner. She's a workaholic.
Yep.
And she's overworked, she's overstressed. Her boyfriend is also a workaholic. He's like an up and comer star in banking. Absolutely. Like in the financial world, like the resumes are sexy together, but they don't make not a nary sense. And like it's just it's definitely a relationship where you can throw a suit or a dress on each other and go to corporate dinners and nobody's gonna get embarrassed. Nobody's slurping their food, nobody's smacking their food.
They represent well. They
represent well. Nobody, you have to remove a gold tooth.
I'd say that she was too pretty for him in that movie.
Oh, well, that was the point. Yeah, I mean, we don't need to be torn. Like to your point earlier, they weren't trying to make this hard on us. Like whatsoever.
Soraya, last episode we talked about the movie with Neo and Soraya, and she had to leave Mike Best for Neo, and I'm like, that was hard for me to watch her walk away from Mike.
We had trepidation for sure. Like we were like, when are they gonna make out? And we know both of them can do some love scenes. So we're gonna actually see some Bucky naked, or are they just gonna kiss at the end? And they kissed at the end. So I'll tell you right now, you don't have to hide the kids for this one either. But
I like her corporate attire.
It was really cute. Her corporate attire was really cute. And she I loved her. Nice. Her what?
His suit game was nice. Love
his suit game was. They had a tailor on site. That was clear.
On site.
And his fiance was gorgeous. Like, her character is annoying, so you almost miss how pretty she is. But her character is like an e-news type influencer type. So she's just like, but I will say the common thread for both of their partners in this movie is they're both self-absorbed. They're not concerned at all about the quality of their character or what's best for Jordan or for Nicole. They're very much into
notoriety. Yeah.
Money, notoriety, and appearances. Like, how does this make me look? How will this affect my career?
Yeah, she's trying to be this social media, reality TV star. She was like, well, my fans love Jordan, so we don't need to do all this stuff. My fans love Jordan. My fans. That's the drinking game. How many times is this woman gonna say my fans and shove her ring into my face?
And it happened a lot. So she was, and so it comes out later, like the big secret is that they used to date. And there's more to that. They have a lot of ties. We'll just say that. They have like a lot of layers. But she's committed to trying to get him. I mean, she's forced to take his case. And she's just trying to get Turks and Caicos so she can get some rest and reconnect with her man. Needless to say,
she's trying to make partner.
So that's trying to make partner, and they dangle that in her face. Like, if you don't,
it's one case with her ex that she didn't want to take in the first place.
And it's always that one case in these movies, right? Oh, you got one case and you become partner, which I always
almost there. Keep going, and then this case ends up being somebody who's ridiculously handsome who you used to be in love with 10 years ago, and now they're finer than they were 10 years ago. And you're like, ugh. You know what? When she walked into that boardroom and saw him, I was like, this is a great reminder to always go to work looking good, because the minute you go looking crazy, your ex gonna be sitting in the boardroom. Even if you don't like that fool, you shouldn't be walking up looking crazy.
Oh, and she did not look crazy. When I was so grateful to see her little kneecap was out with that little slit, I didn't know what to do.
Slit, girl. She was
like, oh, girl, yes, thank God for the sexy work dress.
And lashes and cheekbones. Yeah, she was ready.
And then she didn't. And what I loved is that she didn't look shocked. Like, she did not stutter step. She held that face together when she saw him, but she was shocked.
On fleek. You know what? I will be contouring and minding my poker face in recognition of what she did for this movie, because nothing fazed her. Everything was like, oh, really? She was Madam. She had the spirit of Madam deep down in her soul.
You're back to Madam. Wait.
She's Madam. She handled it like Madam.
Like, Taraji will always be Cookie Lion. Looks like Eva, you will always be Madam.
Madam. So.
No, but I mean, I think that the thing that really serviced for me was they both had to, first of all, both relationships end organically, as you can imagine, because like I said, we had 2 relationships to kill to get them to be together. So that wasn't as big of a lift as we thought it would be. You could kind of see it coming down the hill. Yeah. I do love that they reminded each other of what each other's original purpose was in life before all the success hit. Like, they both are equally successful in their own right. And they both knew each other when, and both have always supported each other. And I think it's that support that kind of brought them together. But yeah, you just never really wanted somebody to dump their significant other more than in this movie. And even the engagement, right? The conditions of the engagement was such a relief when you found out how they got engaged, how Zach, what's his name? DeVale.
DeVale. The team.
By the way, we love Tyler Perry, but we have a little bone to pick with him because we can't say the name of the show Sisters naturally because we're forced to say Sisters. And we just want to say sisters. We want to be named sisters, so we can just say sisters like we would say it, but because it's been called sister, then we just say sister.
That to me, that's a little bit of thuggerization, because when you try to spell stuff the way that you think Black people say it, then it makes it awkward to say it. Just spell it how it's supposed to be spelled, and let us pronounce it how we pronounce
Let's
it.
go.
We were gonna say sisters anyway, but sisters, you got spelled all weird. Why did you do that to us, Tyler Perry? Why? You could have just named it.
The story I tell myself is that there is a show somewhere in the ether where, you know, it's called Sisters and there's a copyright to it, and he couldn't do that, so he put the AS at the end.
You should have just named it a whole nother word. That irks my spirit. On the day that I made greens, that irks my spirit. That does not sit well with me.
No.
Anyway.
Okay. I'm glad that we finally aired that. But yeah, so I think for me, I'm looking. I mean, it was obvious, but I felt like there was a significant effort to make Nicole not a homewrecker. They really gave them a lot of opportunities to screw up, a lot of opportunities to step out, and they didn't. So that's why I say the relationships ended organically, because there were times I was like, do we need all this extra material? And I realized it was like a real effort to show that this former couple is not trying to ruin their relationships with infidelity. They were going to entertain us with the will they, won't they, the temptation. But ultimately, neither couple actually caused the breakup. Neither person caused the breakup because of,
I appreciate that wholesome component.
I agree.
Was needed, and I appreciate that. So
they came to their own realizations, right?
Yeah, it ended organically. They made their own realizations. They did what was best. Again, these are wholesome movies, good positive message, nothing unnecessarily salacious.
No.
A little bit of good drama here and there, but it's all very above board. And I like that the representation is, of course, was the thing that always gets me with these movies. I love the representation, but the positive representation.
Oh yeah, because his brother was also gay. So Jordan's younger brother was gay and married. He had a partner, and they were interracial. So there was a lot of representation there as well.
Yeah. And it's like the positive representation and the intentional decision to not perpetuate any negative stereotypes. We don't need that. So there's way too much of that going on in these other movies, and it's just proof positive that you can have quality content with a Black cast or a mostly Black cast and show positive examples, and people will watch it. We've been wanting this for years. No unnecessary thuggerization. So yeah, I think both gave us that.
Finish your thought. Go ahead.
Both movies gave us that. So that's, I'll let you say what you're going to say, and I'll get to my rating, but I'll say they both gave us what we needed. So 2 snaps.
Yes, definitely 2 snaps. And something I picked up on, I love a theme. I love like digging up themes. So the common themes in both of these movies, rekindling unrequited college love and working together to solve a problem tied to a celebrity brand. Like that's a very on the nose, like thread of a theme that we're seeing. So kind of makes you, for those who are still looking, look back at your Rolodex of college loves and say, hey, you never know. Like if you're feeling nostalgic or trying to bump into an old flame who may be in town for the holidays, I mean, this could be the inspiration you need to give it the old college try.
Listen, go to homecoming next year. You don't be going to homecoming. That's your problem. You got to go to homecoming, get snatched, get your face beat, child, go to home. And don't be going looking like the grad advisor.
No. And look, he even brought that up. He was like, when was the last time the college they went to was called like Drake College or Drake University. He was like, when was the last time you went back to Drake homecoming? She goes, I have never been back. He goes, I went back every year in hopes of running into you.
See, you got to go.
Could have been soda.
Girl, great message. Okay, go to homecoming. Get cute.
Go to college.
Go to that's girl. That's
Go to
it.
college so you can go to homecoming.
College, so
I
you
mean, you
can
don't have to go to college to go to homecoming, but it would be
it'd
nice.
be preferable. Don't just be like posing with a backpack and you ain't enrolling in classes. Because I know some people who did that.
I know. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're gonna give our peppermint hot chocolate ratings on a scale of 1 to 5. Kiki, what say you for
Let's
both
see.
films? Give it to us.
Both films, I'll give both films 4 peppermint hot chocolates. I think that they were clean. Everybody looked good. Um, the characters seemed pretty authentic. Like we kind of wanted Eva to take her locks down and do like a,
We
soft
did.
boy, but that didn't even go with her character. So I appreciate the fact that she kept her power bun and she didn't need to be something else. Like, go ahead, power bun. Yeah, and listen, anything in New Orleans warms my heart. Anything with Keisha Knight Pulliam and Patti LaBelle
Mhm.
and Tia and Tamara's daddy. Listen, yeah, 4 peppermint hot chocolates for sure. Definitely must see. Very warm and fuzzy. Feel
Yeah.
good. Watch it. Feel the Christmas vibes and enjoy that positive message behind both. And some good drama. A little bit of good juicy drama
There
tied
was some
into.
good juicy drama. Like there were some times I'm like, maybe I don't know how this is gonna end. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I appreciate all the plot twist attempts. I really do.
Mhm. Yeah.
I really do. No, I think
Yes.
that's accurate. I think I'm right there with you. As much as my spirit was shooketh about the Pralines, being from Texas, having a daddy from New Orleans, I just feel like there's a problem that I've literally never heard that ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that because of Patty and those suits and those wigs, I still say 4.5 peppermint hot chocolates for me.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think that's accurate on both. I mean, the glam was great for both
Mhm.
movies. The budget for the set budget was really strong, in my
Very
opinion.
efficient.
I never thought that they shorted anybody out with wardrobe, or never saw anything. Like I never saw a jacket on one person and saw it on somebody else.
Rich colors, beautiful rich
Very
colors.
rich
I
colors.
love that. Melanin goes well with rich colors. They did us a service with those beautiful colors. So,
And lots of nice natural updos and protective styles, especially
yeah,
like in the Christmas Fumble.
yeah.
Um,
Her
Eve's
assistant.
character and her assistant both had
Mhm.
like amazing hairstyles. So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, this has been episode 3 of Hi Cocoa Critics.
La 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 la.
Yes. So we are done for episode 3, and there's going to be a lot more movies coming out, and we are going to take a little break and enjoy the movies, and then if we see something that we really want to encourage y'all to watch, we will circle back. We will probably do like a season closeout, right? Like we'll just do like a nice rundown of what we saw that we think are like instant classics for 2022. We're definitely going to take in a lot of the movies, and we're not going to keep it limited to BET Plus. If we see something that comes out the box that we weren't, I know we got some on the horizon, right, LS?
I mean, Lifetime, VH1, OWN Network is giving us quality content as we've seen today. I think the New Orleans Noel may have been part of the It's a Wonderful Lifetime movie line. So we
Okay.
definitely are seeing representation across the board. BET Plus has the most.
They came
Amazon,
out hot.
yeah,
Yeah.
Amazon Prime does have some as well. The guy who played on Insecure, what's his real name is Kendrick something in real life. He's from Houston. Nathan.
Yes.
He plays
Tiffany's, something from Tiffany's. I'm going to
yeah,
watch that probably a
yeah.
little later. Yeah.
That's another one to keep an eye out for. So yeah, definitely good content all around. So I'm excited for the season.
Yay. Yeah, me too. I am too. So this won't be your last time seeing us. But we at least wanted to get you started for Christmas so you knew what to gather your family around the Yule log. What was safe to gather the family around the Yule log this year. And yeah, please comment below, subscribe if you like. This is the Pop of Color YouTube channel, and Pop of Color Comedy YouTube channel rather. And I also have a podcast I'm launching in early 2023 called With That Being Said. And
Right.
Yeah, no, and you made a guest appearance on that too. So yay. That's you know what, like you've been such a good sport and I appreciate you. Yes. So and I'm your host, Charlene. You can call me Char. And yep, that's it for Hot Cocoa Critics for now. And Merry Christmas and Happy New
Christmas.
Year.
Bye.
Bye.